Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching me, hello, my name is Carly. My mom said she would watch my daughter today for an hour, so instead of taking a shower or I don't know, eating lunch, I decided to record today's video, so please give the video a thumbs up. For today's video, I'm going to be filming one of the most requested videos you guys have been asking me in my comments and over on Instagram, which is my top baby buys. Since my daughter just hit 3 months, I thought I would film for you guys what our essentials were for the first 3 months of her life from the newborn stage all the way through now. You guys are new here. I had a daughter 14 weeks ago. Her name is Kennedy Rose. She is the sweetest little thing. She was born 3 weeks early because I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. She's also been diagnosed with reflux and colic. So she's definitely a bit more of a hands-on baby. She needs more attention. So all of the items I'm going to be sharing with you are the best for my particular situation with our daughter. Your child might either love them, might hate them. It really is all dependent on your baby. This is just what worked with us. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos, and don't forget to follow me over on Instagram if you'd like to see more baby content. Now let's get into my newborn and 0 to 3 month baby essential. Our particular baby loves the Love to Dream swaddle. She loves being able to have her hands by her face. She's constantly trying to stick her hands in her mouth. She's always comforting herself with her hands. So we brought this swaddle to the hospital with us and we put her in this right from the day she was born. We have now started to also use the Ollie swaddle because we took a newborn sleeping class that showed using that swaddle, and she also sleeps really well in the daytime in her Ollie swaddle. A lot of you guys have messaged me about other swaddles, and honestly we bought pretty much every swaddle you can, and the Love to Dream one just worked best for us and for Kennedy. I personally think the Dockatot has been a game changer. I bring this with me everywhere. We have one for our downstairs in our house, and then we bought a second one for the upstairs because we were using it so much, especially during those early weeks when we first brought her home from the hospital. It was so comforting to know that if I needed to set her down for a second, she was safe, she was on her back, she wasn't going to roll anywhere. The Dockatot still is where she takes most of her daytime naps, so for me this item has definitely been an essential. So we actually had the My Breast Friend and the Boppy pillow. We got them both as gifts in our baby shower. I personally actually like the Boppy more. My Breast Friend goes around you and snaps into place. The Boppy I could move and just have like my arm resting on it. And I also like with the Boppy you can have it like grow with your infant. They can use it as a lounger later on. It was more comfortable for me, but again, this will be totally different depending on like your body shape and size. I have probably gotten the most questions about what I think about this Snoo, and I have been waiting to give you guys a full review on this until this video when I've experienced it now for the first 3 months. In the beginning I loved it, in the middle I didn't use it because of our reflux, and then now we're using it again. And now I think after 3 months of use I can safely say that I do love the Snoo. The Snoo is very expensive, except they do run sales on the Snoo around every holiday. So if you're going to invest in the Snoo, I would wait until you can get a discount on it. I think the movement has been a great help for our daughter because our daughter does not like to be laying on her back. The first couple of nights home from the hospital, she definitely didn't like the Snoo. It was definitely a learning curve. So the first couple of days I was like, oh no, this was so expensive and she hates it. This is such a waste of money. But over time she did start to enjoy it more and more. The only thing I don't like about the Snoo is that there's no really great way to use it if your baby has acid reflux like our daughter does. They have risers that you can put on the back of the Snoo legs to tilt it a little bit forward, but in my opinion the risers really don't provide enough of a tilt. It makes it from flat to like that, which really isn't enough if you have a baby with diagnosed acid reflux. That's my only complaint about it. When our daughter was first diagnosed with acid reflux, our pediatrician told us to never have her laying flat on her back. So there was that few week period when we didn't use the Snoo at all, and our daughter slept in the rock and play, and this thing was a lifesaver during those few weeks. So when she was around like 4 weeks old and we put her in the rock and play to sleep, she slept for about 3 to 4 hour stretches at night, which felt like a lifetime compared to what she was sleeping before. I just want to remind you guys that our pediatrician advised us to do this with our daughter. It was for our particular situation. Obviously, I know that it's not typically advised to have your child sleep in a rock and play. What our doctor recommended, I'm going off of our doctor's recommendation. I advise you to do the same. The rock and play was also a lifesaver when our daughter had a cold. My baby had RSV, and that was like the hardest week of my life. She was so sick, but it was much better for her to be in the rock and play because she was propped up, so it was just a little bit easier for her to breathe. Okay, so this next category is not something that every mother is going to need. If you are able to exclusively breastfeed, that's amazing, but please keep in mind that's not an option for every single mother. I talk about it more in my What No One Tells You About Having a Baby video. I will link that down below in the description in case you guys want to see that. But because I was induced and my daughter daughter was born 3 weeks early. The doctors in the hospital were pushing formula on her from the beginning because they were saying they needed to bring down her bilirubin levels. So in order for my daughter to get healthy and to get out of the hospital, they had her on formula from day one. Thankfully now my daughter is about 85% breastfed. It has been a very hard and long struggle to get to this point. I'm going to share with you guys the products that I used to get up to this point. For us, the baby Brezza machine was a lifesaver. We were struggling with making bottles in the middle of the night because it just took so much time and we were exhausted. So we got the baby Brezza machine, and this is definitely an essential for me because it's basically like the Keurig for baby formula. You just put the bottle under it and click what size bottle you want, and it's a game changer. It takes about 5 seconds to make a bottle compared to the 10 minutes we were trying before, which 10 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you're a mama in the middle of the night, you know that's a long time when you have a hungry baby. So I would definitely recommend this to any moms who are using formula for their babies because it has been a game changer. We've tried a ton of different bottles with our daughter, and our daughter's favorite bottles are the Comotomo bottles as well as the baby Brezza bottles. All the other bottles she gets very fussy and screamy with, so those are her favorite. A lot of you guys ask me on Instagram where I find my sleepers for my daughter. I personally love zip up onesies. I'm not someone who wants to mess around with snaps or buttons. I think it just takes too much time. Obviously this is a personal preference. I just personally prefer the zip up onesies. I think they're the easiest and quickest. I think they're the most comfortable for our daughter. I ended up going with the Nuna Infant Light car seat. The reason we picked this one is because it weighed so much less than other car seats. I wanted to have a less heavy one because the baby's already going to be adding weight to it, and I didn't want to be in so much pain just from carrying a heavy car seat around. I'm so happy we went with this one. I would say this is definitely an essential for me. If you're someone with very strong arms, it might not be an essential for you. Something that I think sounded disgusting but has turned out to be a lifesaver is the Nosefrida. This was on every single article I read as something to add to your registry, and I was just like, no, why would I need that? That's disgusting. And now I'm a mom and I realize you need it. It's disgusting, but it's amazing. When our daughter got RSV, I really realized why we needed it, because she was completely congested. She had so much snot in her nose. In case you're wondering what it is, there's this big long cord that you suck into, so it's literally sucking the snot out of them. There's a blocker so it's not going into your mouth. Kennedy hates it when we use it, but it's so helpful. Since our daughter was diagnosed with colic and reflux, something that has really helped her in the gas pain and discomfort has been Mylicon. It's very helpful in helping dissolve gas bubbles in your baby's tummy. So if your baby is screaming from gas pains or is crying and has a lot of constant stomach issues, I would try out Mylicon. Something also that we just recently got that I think has made a big change has been the Gerber Soothes drops. We've only been using them for about the last week, but I wish we would have gotten them earlier because I really personally think it has helped. I've noticed a huge difference in her. These are a little different. This is more for mom. I think the hand pump works so much better than an electric pump. So the one I personally like is the Lansinoh manual pump. I think it's Lansinoh or Lansinoh. I don't know how you pronounce it, but that's the one that's worked best for me. I really like the manual pump also just because you're not chained to a wall where you're pumping. For me, it provided so much flexibility. Like I could literally pump in the bathtub. That was so nice to be able to relax instead of feeling like my life was just breastfeeding and pumping. Also, I really do think I got more milk out of the manual pump than an electric pump, which sounds very, very weird and backwards. But also my friend who recommended me the hand pump said the same thing. I bought the Haakaa. I don't know if you pronounce it Haakaa or Haakaa or however you pronounce this. I bought this because this is so TMI, but this is just mom life. I was dripping so much. Like I was just losing so much when I would feed her, especially in the mornings. And I was like, wow, all this milk that I'm working so hard to produce just gone. So I got the Haakaa and I'll put it on the other side that I'm not feeding on. I call it free milk because I'm just like, this is milk that would have basically gone to the ground. It's definitely been great because then instead of supplementing with a bottle, I can just supplement her with that lost milk. My last recommendation is a newborn class. We actually downloaded this class to help us because Kennedy was very, very fussy. She never wanted to take daytime naps. They were such a struggle. So I downloaded Taking Care of Babies newborn class, and Cody and I watched it together, and it was seriously so helpful. Our baby is so social. She will never put herself down for a nap. She will never try to go to sleep. She's just like happy, happy, screaming overtired, doesn't want to sleep. We literally have to trick her into napping. So for us, this class was a lifesaver because it actually gave us the tools to get her to nap. We had all of the tools like the swaddle and the sound machine and all of that, but it really taught us how to put it all together and make it successful. Alright guys, those were my newborn and 0 to 3 month baby essentials. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me over on Instagram if you'd like to see more baby content. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below letting me know some of your tips and your baby essentials, as well as what are your essentials for the next stage for 3 to 6 months as well as 6 to 9 months, because I definitely want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!